Where you were, yeah, no diggity about the bag it up. She's got class and style, street knowledge by the pound. She never act wild, very low key on the profile. Catching feelings is a no. Let me tell you how it goes. Curves the word, spins the verb. Love is it curves so free what you heard. Rolling with the fatness, you don't even.
How is this okay? No one's saying it. How is this okay? There's no right here. So y'all gotta take it off. The churches. But I can research it. How is this okay? No, officer, how is this okay? Right, you're on video. Stand back, stand back, stand back, stand back, stand back. Stand back, stand back. Stop. Hey guys, come stand back, stand back. I work out here, quick. I know. Hands on your back. How is this? Give me your hand. How is this? Hands on your back. I can't on your back. I can't on your back. Right. Give me your hand. I'm trying. Hands on your back.
Umbrella. She's up. Whole nother level of shit you can't even understand.
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another episode of The Forecast. Now, America, especially for black children, was made to dehumanize us. They force us to send our kids to their schools so they can indoctrinate them and completely miseducate them and hope they turn out enough of us ingrained with self-hatred. And to be honest, they do a pretty good job. It's no secret that black schools are designed to be a pipeline right to the prison. You can tell by how black students are disproportionately suspended and expelled and just overall disciplined. And it's no coincidence the one doing most of the indoctrination are white women. During slavery, black women had to raise everybody's kids. But as soon as we started talking about empowering ourselves, they made it mandatory that they raise everybody's kids. But then after they force us to go to the schools that they choose, the schools in our areas are underfunded, even though we're taxed just like everybody else. I went to Richmond public schools, and the books they gave us had people names from 10 years ago in them. Our civics books didn't even have the current president in them. Even the way the schools in our areas are built, they are built like prisons. And they teach a curriculum designed to destroy our kids' minds. And then they turn around and criminalize our kids and then treat them worse for petty crimes than they do grown-ass white men for mass shootings. But our children, especially our teenagers, are seen as grown-ass men and women. In Ohio, a 16-year-old brother, Julius Tate Jr., this young brother was shot and killed by an undercover SWAT agent. So let's see what led an undercover SWAT agent to shoot this 16-year-old kid.
Tonight, a sting operation turns deadly after an undercover officer says he was robbed at gunpoint and forced to open fire, killing a 16-year-old. Thank you for joining us tonight, everyone. I'm Yolanda Harris.
And I'm Jerry Revish. As 10 TV reporter Sierra Johnson tells us, police have seen an increase in online sales turning dangerous.
Yes, you can see this area of Champion and Hildreth is still blocked off and the scene is still quite active. Police are telling us 16-year-old Julius Tate Jr. is dead after he robbed an undercover officer at gunpoint. That officer is a member of SWAT and was part of an operation to catch attempted robberies during exchanges arranged online. Now take a look at this video we shot earlier. Police say the decoy officer and the suspect agreed to meet online and did so near Champion and Mount Vernon so one party could buy something from the other. Around 6:45 10:45, they met, and police say that's when that 16-year-old suspect proceeded to rob the undercover SWAT officer at gunpoint, at which time his backup opened fire. That teen was transported to Grant, where he was later pronounced dead. Columbus police say they've been running undercover operations like this one after receiving tips of similar meetings ending in robberies. CPD busted a similar robbery Wednesday night where they were forced to shoot someone. That person survived. Police say this type of a crime is on the rise.
I did speak with an officer who works out here, and in the past couple of weeks there have been 3 or 4 of these types, and of course, again, it's the same situation as Wednesday, but in a different part of town. We were in the South End at that time.
And the spokesperson for the police department says the officer involved in this particular situation is on administrative leave while this investigation is ongoing.
Now, apparently the Ohio police, the Southern Ohio Fugitive Task Force, started an online sting operation where they contact people on social media trying to buy stuff, and then they arrest them. Now, out of the 10 cases they've done so far, they've already killed 2 people. Now, with this young 16-year-old brother, Julius Tate Jr., the SWAT team hit him up on social media trying to buy something he was selling, really just trying to set this young brother up and trap him. So they set up a meeting with this young brother. Now, according to the police, when they met, this young brother pulled out a gun and then robbed one of the undercover agents. Now, in one story, the cop who shot him, Officer Eric Richard, saw the robbery taking place and immediately shot him. In another story, they said he had finished the robbery and he had shot him when he was leaving. However, there were witnesses and they have a completely different story than the cops. Now, according to witnesses, this young brother, Julius Tate Jr., never had a gun. And after they shot him, they went in his house and searched it and then found the gun. Now, not only did they clear the cops of all charges, they decided to charge a 16-year-old girlfriend, Masonique Saunders, with aggravated robbery and murder.
Nearly a week after Columbus police shot and killed a 16-year-old boy after they say he held them at gunpoint and robbed them during an undercover sting. Police have arrested his 16-year-old girlfriend and charged her with aggravated robbery and murder. Good evening. I'm Yolanda Harris.
And I'm Jerry Revish. Thanks for joining us at 11 tonight. 10 TV's Branch Somerville explains the state law that makes this possible.
Task force officers with the Southern Ohio Fugitive Apprehension Strike Team have arrested Masonique Saunders for murder. She's the 16-year-old girlfriend of 16-year-old Julius Tate, who was shot and killed by Columbus police back on December 7th. Police say SWAT officers were in the area of North Champion Avenue and Mount Vernon Avenue conducting an operation in response to reports of robberies of people who had used social media to buy and sell items. According to police, a SWAT officer posed as a potential customer and met with Tate to finalize the exchange. That's when police say Tate pointed a gun at the officer and robbed him. That's when another officer fired at Tate, injuring him. He was taken to Grant Medical Center, where he died. According to Ohio Revised Code 2903.02, no person shall cause the death of another as a proximate result of the offender's committing or attempting to commit an offense of violence that is a felony of the first or second degree. Police believe Saunders played a role in the commission of the felony robbery that resulted in Tate's death. The attorney representing Saunders said he did not want to comment on the case because he didn't know the specifics of the allegations. He says Saunders is due in court Friday morning at 9.
Now, the police don't know if this young girl knew what was going on, if she knew he was robbing them. Hell, I don't even know if he was robbing them. But the police said they believe she played a part in it. Now, we do know she didn't have a gun, and she definitely didn't pull the trigger. But they still charge this young 16-year-old girl, Masonique Saunders, with murder. Without any proof, they say she may have been in on a string of robberies. They don't even have proof this young brother Julius Tate was in on a string of robberies. They're the ones that already killed somebody in the same situation. Of course, it's no surprise they were going to justify themselves for murder, but then they turn around and pin the murder on a 16-year-old girl.
New at 11, a 16-year-old girl is now charged with murder in the death of a teen who was shot and killed by Columbus police. Good evening, everyone. I'm Colleen Marshall.
And I'm Mike Jackson. NBC4's Sean Lanier spoke with police tonight. He is live outside of juvenile court with more on why that girl is being charged.
A Columbus sergeant told me that the reason why 16-year-old Masonique Saunders faces that charge of murders because they believe that she was involved with the scheme to rob people along with Julius Tate Jr. And because Tate Jr.'s death happened during an aggravated robbery, which is a felony, they can charge her with his death. Now, all of this comes after Columbus police and the attorney representing Tate Jr.'s family gave us very different explanations on what happened that night. Columbus attorney Byron Potts says he received a sworn affidavit from an eyewitness who claims police brought an unarmed Julius Tate Jr. out of a house near the intersection of Mount Vernon and Champion Avenues, shot him, and then went back into the house to retrieve a gun. Police say that's not true. They say Columbus SWAT officers were conducting an operation because there were reports of someone using social media to arrange meetings to sell things, then robbing the buyer at gunpoint. A SWAT officer posing as a potential buyer set up a meeting with the suspect who turned out to be Tate Jr. Police say he pointed his gun at the decoy officer and robbed him, and that's when a cover officer shot and killed Tate Jr. Police say a gun like this was recovered from the scene, a gun they say Tate Jr. had. Potts says he will continue collecting statements and evidence as the family of Tate Jr. considers a wrongful death lawsuit against the city of Columbus. And 60-year-old Saunders is expected in juvenile court tomorrow.
Now, Masonique Saunders, this young 16-year-old girl who they want to try as an adult, they have no problem moving our kids up to the adult level then. Meanwhile, they'll let a 30-year-old white man off with rape because he's young and doesn't know any better. But now this 16-year-old girl could spend the rest of her life in jail because the police killed a kid, her boyfriend. Then to criminalize her even more, they brought up her past. Not that her past could be but so long, but they said she got a criminal record just because she got in fights at school. They called this young girl being suspended a criminal record. But this is the system that we keep praying that accepts us and welcomes us. We protest and march to be a part of this system in hopes that maybe one day they'll protect us. But banging your head against the same spot in the wall for hundreds of years, it's not helpful and it's not healthy. We won't have a fair criminal system until we have our own criminal system where we can create and enforce our own rules. But as long as we're subject to somebody else's laws and rules and regulations, then we're going to be subject to their punishments. Hundreds of years of our blood being shed should be enough for us to do what we got to do. So many of our elderly, so many of our children. Nobody is going to protect us but us because at the end of the day, we're all we got.
A high school referee in New Jersey made this wrestler choose between his hair or his sport. And this video taken on Wednesday of the wrestler's choice to avoid forfeit has gone viral. BUNA regional high school student Andrew Johnson is seen stoically submitting to an impromptu cutting of his dreadlocks as fellow students walk up to him with encouraging gestures that seem to say, "You've got this," and he sure did. During the match, he pins his opponent and wins. He appears eager to get away from the referee during that unusually short raising of the arm to show victory. We were sent the rules of the match that state, hair shall not extend below the top of a shirt collar, hair shall not extend below earlobe level, hair shall not extend below the eyebrows. We needed to know more from school officials here in Atlantic County between Philadelphia and Atlantic City. This comes from a letter from the school. The student athlete made the decision to cut his hair. At that moment, to avoid forfeiture, no school district staff member influenced the student to make this decision. The New Jersey State Interscholastic Athletic Association confirmed it is investigating. A statement released to us from the organization includes this: Given the degree of attention being focused on this matter, the NJSIAA will recommend to chapter officials that the referee in question not be assigned to any event until this matter has been reviewed more thoroughly. A more thorough investigation is eagerly awaited by many residents around here. And Johnson himself appears to be keeping a low profile with that win that came with this cruel cut.
So let's talk about discrimination, okay? So if anybody knows me or if you followed me for a long time, you know that I have freeform locks. I've been having freeform locks for about, what, 3, almost 4 years, and I think they're fucking beautiful, square and all. And, okay, I've been working at Ross. I've been working at Ross for, about almost 6 months. Been doing pretty great at my job, got a raise and everything. Pretty great place. Well, pretty great work ethic on my part. So I'm getting married soon, like around the end of this month, and I decided to play with my hair to see if there was something I could do to make it curlier. Regular Bantu knots don't really curl my hair right, so I tried this other method, and being that my hair is thick, they still came out looking like Bantu knots. Now mind you, I went to work last week. Everything was cool. I wore it like this, and it was all easy peasy, lemon squeezy. No one had nothing to say. All the black people that came into my job, which is very rare in Denver, all the black people that came to my job were complimenting it, say how, you know, it's our culture. And you know what? I believe that. I believe that my hair is able to curl itself like this naturally, and I don't have to do any fucking thing to it. It's a beautiful fucking thing. So my district manager, I don't know if he's my district manager, but he's over my store manager, and he came in one night and I looked just like this, like perfect, fucking perfect, down to the T, dress code, everything. And he made it a point to say that he had a problem with my hairstyle and he needed me to change it. So in my mind, I'm just like, by laws and discrimination laws that you have posted all over the wall, you technically can't tell me to do that, because I mean, there's nothing wrong with my hair. It's my hair. It's my natural hair color, and my hair does what the fuck it does. I just want to have it curled, and it's a whole lot more presentable than putting rollers in my head and just coming to work. So I don't understand. So I had the weekend off, and I come back today, fucking Monday, and the first thing my manager asked me was just like, so can you like straighten out, you know, can you take your hair down? And I'm like, I really don't want to, and I don't really see why I have to, but I have to take it down. I have to fucking take it down for tomorrow so I can take a picture, full dress, so I can show my manager that I am in full dress code, and my hair has nothing to do with my dress code. Like, that's, I read these rules every day just for an engagement at work as a part of my job description, and nothing in the book says anything about my hair. And you know what, even though I'm really fucking hurt about that, like I'm hurt about it, but I'm not surprised. I'm hurt, but I'm not surprised. There's so many people of different races and creed that work here, and they're able to wear their hijabs, and they're able to wear everything else, and I do something as simply natural as this, and it's a problem, and I could technically lose my job for it if I don't comply with the rules. But you know what, that's fine. That's fine, because I actually want to just continue to wear it that way, and I feel like I have to take a piece of myself away just because I have to put it down and have it present, quote unquote, presentable for a picture, so I can show some random ass white man that I'm following the bylaws. So the point of this message is just to say, I don't care who you are, but especially if you are a person of color, whether you wear a fro or you wear a wig or your hair is straight or you have locks, no matter what, don't ever let anybody make you feel like your hair is inferior or your hair is just, or that you're not a person because of what you naturally do because of your DNA. That's bullshit. Today is still a beautiful day, and today is still going to be one of the best days that I have had throughout my entire life. I will never let anything this simple break me. But it is important for girls and people of color to know that you are beautiful, even if people don't accept what isn't, quote unquote, the fucking norm.
A donut shop brawl caught on camera. The video posted on social media drawing anger and concern. KISD school officials say the incident happened Thursday at the Best Donuts across the street from Ellison High School. It was former EHS student Kadarius Green who caught it all.
Like, she was calling like the kid at their name, like racial names, like the N-word and stuff, and it started from there, and it just kept on going, and then it escalated to that. He said he was going to get his sisters. He came back and he got his sisters, and it just went from there.
You can see the now former student jumping up onto the counter and watching as two of his adult family members jump over the counter and assault the employee.
An Ellison student is the one who jumped up on the counter in the video with his shirt off and was jumping up and down on the counter. But the people who jumped over the counter and were involved in the assault are not students. They're not connected with the Ellison High School at all.
Killeen ISD spokesperson Terry Abbott says Killeen PD is now investigating.
This video, shows some adults behaving very badly, and they ought to get prosecuted for it.
But there's more. Witnesses sent Fox 44 this video defending the teen and his family's actions, saying it shows the employee hitting the teen first and throwing racial slurs. We've still not yet been able to confirm what started the fight.
You'll remember this video. It went viral. Now the Killeen Donut Shop employee is speaking out, wanting to clear the air about what she says really happened. Tonight, Fox 44's Noelle Mendoza reports what the donut shop owner is saying.
That's right. The shop's owner tells me 3 years ago, several teens ended up breaking tables and counters. They say they've been in the donut business for 15 years, and the fights began when they moved their shop across the street from Ellison High School. We must warn you, some of the images and language in this report is disturbing.
I kind of made the first threat. I was like, bro, you need to get out because I'm about to reach across this counter.
Those words leading to this. Two shocking videos of a fight at the Best Donuts shop in Killeen.
Basically, he came in, I'm trying to handle other customers, and then he interrupts me while I'm helping somebody. So I'm thinking he's gonna make it quick, hey, what do you want? And then I felt like he was trying to be smart, or he thought he was slick, because he had me going back and forth, I don't know, he was being funny. And then so I finally gave him his stuff, and I was like, all right, now get out.
The teenager didn't leave, and that's when she says things got physical.
So then I jump across the counter, and then I strike him first.
A few minutes later, this.
I didn't know he was getting his sisters. I thought he was just talking whatever trash he was talking in here. Then his sisters come in, and they're like, whatever, jump across this counter.
During the altercation, the 19-year-old employee confirms she did say racial slurs.
I was saying the N-word, not with a hard ER. I wasn't saying it in a derogatory way, I was saying it how it's said amongst the community. I'm not racist. I have black nieces, cousins, brothers-in-laws. I grew up around a lot of black people, so those are my people. I don't have a problem with them.
She says next time she knows she needs to keep her cool.
Please respect my dad's business. That's all I ask for, is respect my dad's business. Because I grew up in here, he's owned 3 different shops within 15 years, and we've never had any of these type of issues until we moved to Killeen.
The employee also tells me this is not the first time teens from the high school have picked a fight with her. She knows that they think she has an attitude, when in reality, she loves kids and they make her day.
I don't know.
You said he's being detained because he's being jittery? That's what I heard. He said he's being detained. Him, his father, and his brother live here. No, his father is at work. He has a job.
You cannot take
Sir,
my
wait.
Hey, dude, chill.
Whoa.
Calm down.
Yo, what are you doing right now? She didn't do anything. Why are you doing that? What did she do? What did she do? You snatched her phone from her. That is her personal property. It's all on video. And you guys have absolutely no right to tell me that I can't record this. I did nothing wrong. You searched me. I had nothing. So I am allowed to record a video. You snatched my sister's phone out of her hand and it's on video. No. This is my sister's personal property.
It's evidence.
Ow! I didn't do anything, sir. I didn't do absolutely. I did nothing, sir.
Okay, I just literally want a medium french fries and from the dollar menu. Yes, french fries. We don't sell french fries. You know, your Burger King is all french fries? Burger King, this is Taco Bell. See? Okay, well, Taco Bell, literally, I've never been able to not get an order in.
Oh, sorry. Welcome to Taco Bell. We are here today.
Tell me what french fry orders you have.
We don't have french fries. We sell
No, not french fries, sweetheart. Anything along the side of the, anything that's helpful, just tell me.
We don't sell french fries. This is Taco Bell.
I'm not asking you for french fries. I'm literally asking you. Tell me what you guys.
That's the menu. Go ahead with the menu.
You want to be in, like, nice to me? This is racism at its finest.
It's not, girl.
No, it is.
They got tacos and burritos.
Oh, I'm so happy because you have 4 eyes and like literally
Yeah. And you got 0 eyes. Look at the menu.
You're ignorant as f***.
Yeah, why
No,
did you
I'm
call
not.
this
Like
a
literally,
struggle?
I work with people who are challenged every day, and I never
Would
like.
you go to Burger King and order tilapia or a taco? No, you wouldn't.
I
That's their
didn't. I
menu.
just ordered French fries. Literally.
They don't have
Like,
French
did you
fries.
see this?
They don't have French fries.
I know, but it's fucking Burger King. I never come here.
This is Burger King.
That's not the point, but what I'm
What is
asking for, I asked her at the window. I asked her at the window,
girl.
do you sell French fries? She said nothing to me. Nothing. She just looked at me like, I was a piece of shit. I'm like, okay, I'll go around it.
Let's try to make the day better. Okay? Let's try to turn this around. Okay, let's stop. Let's try to turn this around. I have the headset.
I don't have problems in my life,
conversation.
literally. I don't.
What would you like? What would you like? We have burritos, we have tacos.
I would like, literally, someone to treat me like a human being.
That's what I'm doing
But
right
this thing
now.
I'm having here, so I'm leaving.
Okay, have a good night. Have a good night.
What are you fucking doing here? You telling me what to do? I belong here. You don't. Fuck off. Hold on. What's that supposed to be? What I just said. What's that supposed to be? He's telling me what to do. No, I heard your words. You said. You heard what I said. I belong here. No, listen to me. I'm talking to you. I'm trying to get served. It's got nothing to do with you. Fucking go away. It's got nothing to do with you at all. I'll knock your ass up.
Exactly. The man's doing his job. It's not about where he comes from.
Listen.
Yeah? Don't start on me because I was born here, right? Don't serve him. Do you know what?
He fucking rings the bell.
So what? Doesn't matter. You're using abusive language throughout the whole shop. There's kids in this shop and you're swearing like mad. Who wants to serve you?
Huh?
That's exactly it.
I come here every night. And
So what? You're walking around swearing. Who wants to serve you? Damn cheek. About where are you from? No, I don't serve him. This is out of order. Damn cheek. Face the man coming to be cussing people and telling about...
I'm not going to serve you.
No.
Fuck you. Fuck your shop. Fuck the lot.
Good. Well done, guys.
Fucking wankers. This is what a fucking country's in the state is in.
That's right. Sort it out. MP. Can I be served now, please? Sorry, I'll film this.
Who are you following and for what?
Because you're part of South Miami.
Okay, I don't know what your part of South Miami means. When I asked you, am I on your property? Do you want me to leave? Okay, so what are you out here saying then? What are you out here bothering me for? Did I bother you?
You know what? You're in it. And I'm going to report you.
Go ahead.
Wherever you are, I am going to report you.
Go ahead. What are you going to report? That someone asked you nicely if they should leave your property and you literally sat here and vocalized that it's not your property, so you're harassing someone for no reason?
My property.
Yeah, this is harassment, lady. If this isn't your property and you're coming out here sticking... I'll fucking put your... Oh my God! You want to fucking put your hands on me? You want to grab at me? Get the hell away from me! That's literally on camera. You grabbing at me.
Just hit
me. Yeah, it's on camera. You grabbing at me. Grabbing my camera again and I'll hit you again.
You just hit
Move,
me.
Mojito.
You just hit me.
Now I'm walking the fuck away.